Hi guys, welcome back. This is Didi. We're going to be checking out videos about 25% tariffs that Trump has placed on Canada, Mexico, China. Doing that has actually sparked a lot of conversation from people. Many people are worried. There's a lot of number of people who are actually going to go and panic buy due to that because they have the fear of increase in prices of goods, and that is actually making them want to just go buy up in bulk and buy up as much as possible that will last them. Some people actually say that will last them 4 years for when Trump is just gone out of office. Canada says it's going to retaliate if Trump does that. So we're going to be checking these videos out where people give us more information and rant about the situation. Before we get right into this video, I want to give a very big shout out to John White. Thank you so much, John White, for sending me a $15 super thanks. Thank you. I appreciate you. And a very big shout out to Owens Daniels for sending me a $2 super thanks. Thank you so much. Please make sure you click the like button. It helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. Let's get right into this video.
In case y'all missed it today, tomorrow, anything coming from Mexico or Canada is going to have a 25% tariff, and then China is getting a 10% tariff. Y'all thought I was talking about not buying anything. I'm really finna turn into Mr. Krabs now. No, bro, that's crazy. 25%. I can tell you guys, honestly, especially if you have credit cards, I would not be buying anything unless you absolutely need it. And I'd be looking at those prices in the store, like really looking at them. Like, I'd be scrutinizing everything you buy, because at a 25% tariff, you're crazy if you think that's not going to come down on the consumer. Because even if they don't immediately start putting it on the consumer, they're eventually going to put it down. Like, that eats into your profit margins high. Like, 25% is high. And as a consumer, if you think about it, if someone charges you 25% more, and if you're paying for something with your credit card and you're being charged 20% APR or 25% APR, you're paying damn near 50% more for something. That's crazy, man. That's insane. I wouldn't be buying anything, bro. Y'all better become minimalists real quick.
Guys, is this crazy or what? It's only 10:30. Look. Dang, look at how crowded this place is. I can't believe it. At 10:30. Oh my god. Crazy. You better go get your food before they run out. Prices go up.
I'm following the panic buying that's happening in my hometown right now in Clarksville, Tennessee. And like I said, sometimes I get the scoop first, but my mother was at the Walmart when a lot of the panic buying was occurring and people were just throwing stuff in the carts and just buying what they can. But mom went next door. Like I said, she's just trying to get a couple items. She went to the little Dollar Tree thing at the Dollar Tree next door. And in fact, I'm about to post a photo of what the shelves look like. It's completely empty. Like a massive store with completely empty shelves. So I have to beg the question, is panic buying going to be something that could cause for a huge panic? Because, I mean, if everybody is running the market and there's not enough items to keep that market full, that's going to cause panic, especially in small towns. People start buying anything and everything in their hands. So I'm going to be following this closely because this needs to be on the news.
One of the most radical things that you can do to feel like you're in control right now is to go up to your neighbor, upstairs, downstairs, to the side of you, whatever, and don't scroll. Just listen to the rest of the video. It's not that long. All right. Go to your neighbor and say, hey, did you hear about this tariffs? That's fucking crazy. Dude, I'm really worried about groceries getting more expensive. I'm fixing to make some kind of lasagna or some kind of food that you can make a lot of on whatever day that you think you could do that. If I make some, would you have some? That's it. Just one time. Because a lot of you will get no's. And a lot of people will say no to you. Especially if they don't know you well. But some people will say yes. And if they say yes, it gives you the opportunity to get to know who it is that lives around you. And it lets you be seen, even if you get those no's, it lets you be seen at least as somebody who, when stuff was starting to get hard, they were clearly trying to be helpful. And they were trying to bring people together, rather than just continue the status quo of everybody freaking out in their own house. You know, the other thing is that for the people who you get yeses from, that is so powerful, man, because it's so directly antagonistic to what the hyper wealthy want us to do. Because what they want us to do is to be individual consumers, right? So that way that we have to maximize our money, so that way that we can maximize our spending, and then they control the rates of spending. But if we're sharing shit, food, Wi-Fi passwords, like showers if we need to, not like together, but you know, like letting someone use your shower, whatever. Like anything like that. Time, skills, helping someone sew something, whatever. Anything that lets us consume less by sharing more of what we already have, very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Directly anti-capitalist, directly antagonistic to people like Elon Musk. It's just, above all, it also will let you feel less alone. And it will also let you know who around you is able to weather the coming hardships better than you and who's not. And the more people you do this with, I think the less gut-wrenchingly terrified you will feel about what is to come.
I've seen so many videos on my FYP about like what to buy before the tariffs. A lot of the videos that I've seen are kind of getting it wrong. And again, I have a unique perspective because I own my own business that literally manufactures in China, not because I want to, but because I have to, because the United States doesn't have that industry that I can easily go into. The overarching theme of my list is to buy things now that are going to help you not buy things in the future. Because I don't think people realize it's not like one category, like everything is going to get more expensive. Everything, right? Because even if a company doesn't manufacture their product in China, they're probably getting the raw materials from China. Trump's tariffs that he has proposed, it's not just on China. Like, it's basically any country that's not the United States. And literally there are zero things that are completely made in the United States without some sort of raw material or manufacturing or purchasing some sort of import from another country. So here's my list. Number one, you want to get a water filter. Okay. Our water quality is going to get worse. You shouldn't be buying bottled water anyway. It's a complete scam. I have a video pinned on the top of my profile about different kinds that are really great. There's many that are really effective under $100. Number two, you want to buy kitchen electrics, okay? Because your ultimate goal is to not buy things that are already pre-made, right? So you want to like make things more yourself. So buying a kitchen electric now is really going to help you save money down the road, okay? And by the way, I want to remind you, even if something doesn't touch China at all, do you think these companies are really going to not raise their prices if they like? A company is going to raise its prices even if it doesn't have to. If you don't already have a KitchenAid mixer, get one. If you don't already have a food processor, getting a toaster oven, getting an air fryer, right? And all of those little things are going to help save you money down the road. Another thing I would do is like if you need to upgrade your phone or your computer, like getting a new laptop, like you should do that now. Black Friday is going to be a really good opportunity to do that because basically, again, like all electrics go through China or Southeast Asia, like all of them. Okay. So all of them are going to rise and not by a little. Like I've seen some people saying they're going to rise by 20%. Like, nah, man, they could potentially double. Again, we have no idea what Trump's going to do, but he has pretty unilateral like control over tariffs. I would get, and this one's for the ladies, is I would get Plan B and mifepristone online. Yeah, they could potentially ban it. It looks like they potentially will. And either way, it's like disaster preparedness. You want to get Plan B and mifepristone if you can swing it and just have like a few of those stocked if you potentially can. Mifepristone's expensive, but Plan B is actually cheap. So save it for a rainy day, just like you would like a generator, which is probably something you also want to have. An amazing thing to stock up on would be getting a few little solar panels and a little generator. So the last thing I would say is that you want to get some high ticket clothing items, right? Again, that are going to last for a long time. We potentially have 3 to 6 months to purchase these things. So what I would say is like now get a good pair of boots, right? Get that big winter coat, and spend the money on it. Don't get some cheap polyfill, right? Get something with feathers or wool on the inside. I know it's inhumane, but like it's going to last a lot longer and you don't want that polyfill shit. That stuff makes you sweat. It's gross, right? Get a nice pair of sandals, right, for next summer. We don't make shoes here in the US anymore. Who knows if these things are going to go through, but better to be safe than sorry.
I made a list of things that are going to be more expensive starting February 1st that you might not have thought about now that the president has announced his tariffs. If you don't know what I'm talking about, starting February 1st, there will be a 25% tariff on all goods coming from Canada and Mexico, as well as an additional 10% tariff on all products coming from China. I'm going to start with Canada. They're responsible for nearly half of all of our wood and paper product imports. That's all wood products, plywood, particle board, books, paper that we get. Half of all of the things in this category are from Canada. We'll switch over to Mexico. Video displays. 80% of our beer that we import to the United States is from Mexico. So that's going to be getting 25% more expensive. We have refrigerators, air conditioners. The majority of what we import come from Mexico, so expect those to get more expensive. All right, rapid fire. 66% of all chocolate that we import comes from Mexico or Canada. 56% of tissues, like that you blow your nose, come from Mexico or Canada, with the additional 23% coming from China. 38% of all cars are imported from Mexico or Canada. 62% of cereals, 76% of imported frozen vegetables come from Canada. 72% of baked goods come from either Mexico or Canada. 79%, if you, for my video game people out there, come from China. So all of those things I just listed, basically, you can look it up. I looked at oec.world. You can do country to country comparison. You can drill down by product and just see petroleum. That's our #1 import from Canada. I didn't even talk about that. Go look this stuff up. Things are going to be more expensive because, remember, the companies that import them are going to be paying. So if it's a US-based company and they are importing these products, they're going to pass that along to you. And if it is a Canadian or Mexican-based company that are importing into the United States, yes, they are going to have to pay for it, but they are still going to raise their prices to compensate for that cost.
Stop buying things. Stop shopping. Given the social climate, people are not buying things right now. You need to be saving your money and investing in yourself. I just paid $9.50 for a carton of eggs at the grocery store. Companies that I've shopped at for years don't care about people that look like me. Invest in yourself. Delete your Amazon account. Stop shopping at Target. Go to a farmer's market. If you truly think you need something in your house, go to a small business, and I cannot stress this enough. An oligarchy is literally controlling America. A small group of billionaires are literally in power. If you're anything like me, you are not a billionaire or a millionaire. For you working class people, okay, if you're trying to secure your future, I need you to just put away your money, okay? Take it out of those big banks and put it away in a local credit union. Stop giving your money to Target. Stop giving your money to TJ Maxx. We need to be living our lives as if we are struggling. Go follow Bradley with the budget, okay? He teaches us how to live a frugal lifestyle. And the way things are changing in America, we need to be frugal because who knows how long we can afford things. I might sound crazy to you, but things are not looking great. And I live in Massachusetts, okay? Also, ChatGPT is free. Ask them how you can save money while supporting local businesses and not giving your money to big businesses.
I just seen a video of a girl asking, why are you mad? Because the price of food is going to go down. The price of gas is going to go down. So why are you really mad? Ma'am, do you know what a tariff is? Do you know what tariffs are? I'll tell you. I'll give you a crash course. A tariff is something that the importer has to pay when they're increasing the price of imported goods. So he's proposing that tariffs go up 30 to 50% on goods from China and other major companies that export or import goods to the United States. So basically, if we get something from China, then we're going to have to pay 30 to 50% more in cost. That cost is embedded into the products that you buy. So if, let's say, for example, you're getting some shoes from China, all right, shoes. You're going to pay 30 to 50% more on the tariff so that the U.S. Department of Treasury, it doesn't impact them. It's going to come out of the pockets of the consumers. And that goes for fruits, furniture, clothing, cars, you name it. If the United States doesn't make it, if we have to import it from another country, then we're going to pay on that tariff. Did you not understand that? So no, inflation's actually going to get a hell of a lot higher. It's going to get a ton of, it's going up. Prices are going to go up. Prices are going to go up exponentially because you pay on tariffs. The importing country pays on it. We're the importing country for a lot of the shit that we have coming into the United States.
What should we be buying before Trump's tariffs go into effect? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but unfortunately, if those tariffs do go into effect, the answer to that is everything is going to be more expensive. Not much is made in the US. We do import a lot of things, and even those items that are made here, the materials that they use to make the products are still imported. So realistically, any type of tariff is going to affect basically everything. So while there are a few things that I am going to buy, I need new kitchen appliances, I need a new phone, technically I need a new car, but I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that. But anything electronic, appliances, things like that, if you can swing it, I would definitely recommend buying those. But realistically, unless you're just made of money, you can't afford to buy just 4 years worth of stuff. So what I have done instead of making a list is I am trying to make intentional purchases. Now, what I mean by that is everything that I buy, I want it to mean that I have to buy less things in the future. So a big way that I have done that is with my food purchases at the grocery store. Now, I am the queen of buying pre-chopped stuff, pre-chopped veggies, pre-chopped fruits. I work a lot, like I don't want to stand there after work chopping vegetables, but I have stopped doing that because there is so much more that you can do with the whole vegetable. What I mean by that is the bell peppers that I bought the other day, instead of buying the pre-chopped ones, I bought whole ones and I cut them myself, but then I saved all of the seeds so that I can plant these later. The same with this romaine lettuce, I'm starting a scrap garden, and the same with this pineapple. I am buying things that are a little more expensive right now, but they are higher quality so that I am not going to have to replace them in a year or 2 years. These are things that are going to last me a while. So while it's a little bit more expensive up front, again, looking towards the future and not having to replace those items if they, you know, double in price or anything like that. I'm also investing in things to make myself more self-sufficient. I am restarting my sourdough starter. In addition to all of my scrap garden groceries, I am trying to stock up on seeds, some soil. I'm making a few more raised beds because remember, we're just trying to be, you know, a little bit more self-reliant. The most important thing that I'm doing is I am really getting a hold of my budget. So I have started going through my closet, my shoes, even my old Halloween decorations and Christmas decorations. And I'm either going to have a garage sale or I'm going to list like a bunch of stuff on Poshmark or things that I can sell online because I want to increase my emergency fund. I'm also going through my budget with a fine-tooth comb. I want to see every single expense that I have. I know I spend too much money and I want to both save money and also buy as little as possible in the next few years because, as I've mentioned before, money is a really powerful tool in kind of expressing our wishes. I know that was kind of a vague list and not super specific, but I think the most important thing you can do is take a hard look at what you do on a daily and weekly basis and see what kind of items you're using, what you're repurchasing, see if there's any way to maybe grow that at home or buy in bulk that you can, you know, stock up a little bit. And think about quality over quantity. So
be it the tariffs has any effect or doesn't have effect with a lot of companies, they have been raising these prices up. Like, let's be for real, the prices have been going up ridiculously. And let me tell you, this will be a great opportunity to do that even more and even do it in a ridiculous way. Even if something doesn't really have to be what it is, they might just do it as much as possible. And saying how many people are panicking, saying that things are going to increase in prices, of course the companies will be so happy and be like, okay, are we getting another year of more profit? Should we just keep raising the prices up on these people and never paying them enough so they can afford all these things that we're raising the prices on? They're still gonna do that. We have been hoping and praying for the time where things would just, like, maybe this year things would just go down, prices will not be as ridiculous as they were. Maybe we as a people would get paid more what we deserve for our work and our effort that we put into things. But nope, nothing. Like right now we're getting something. It's just this year has just started rough. Like, it's just so many things that has been going on. When I tell you, this year just has so many things going on and we are just in the second month.
I just realized I need to stock up on all of my hair products today. Y'all already know when you go to the beauty supply store, you're bound to come out spending more than you initially thought that you were going to spend. And one thing about the beauty store, you don't say, oh no, I'm not going to get, you eat the cost. You eat the cost. So that 8% that voted for that man, I hope y'all are fucking happy. You know what? The hair braiders need to add to their booking sites, did you vote for Trump? And if they voted for Trump, you up the price on them by 25%.
If they didn't vote for Trump, you know, let the price stay the same. But if they voted for that man, yeah, up it by 25%.
So Trump is putting tariffs on Canada starting tomorrow. And Canada already said they will cut the power off to 3 major states if it comes to it. Those states being Michigan, Minnesota, and New York. And if they cut that power off, it's still cold up north. I live in Louisiana. I'll be all right. It's 75 degrees outside right now. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be all right, but it's freezing up there. And if they cut people power off, I don't really know how the power works. I don't know if they have like a reserve of power supply. Like if it ever gets shut off, they got a reserve to run off of, or is it just gonna go dark for 1.5 million people, right? But if that is the case, Canada, that's some gangster shit to do. 25% tariffs? Watch this. Lights out. The Prime Minister of Canada already said if Trump proceed with these tariffs, everything is on the table, including y'all lights. So, people in New York, Minnesota, Michigan, I feel for y'all because that's cold.
Hi there, it's Saturday night and Trump did a bunch of shock and awe stuff, so let's go through it together. First off, the Trump tariffs. Trump signed a memorandum asking for a 25% tax to be put on all goods coming from Canada and Mexico, and a 10% tariff put on everything coming from China. He can't just do that. He has to have a reason and he has to have congressional approval. So what started as a very tough guy, I'm going to put a 25% tariff on everything, by late last night had dwindled down to, well, let's try a 25% tariff on some stuff, but maybe not like pharmaceuticals and maybe not oil. And then today, the day that it was supposed to go into effect, it's just kind of been floating in limbo all day. For Trump to be able to control what the tariff and taxes are without the approval of Congress, he would have to invoke this thing called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. He would have to declare a state of national economic emergency and then be able to invoke this, and then yes, he could do more with the tariffs more directly. The last guy to do that is President Nixon. So really nothing's going to happen until one of two things happen. Either he invokes IEPA or Congress says, yeah, we're good with those tariffs. And I'm not sure that Congress members are going to approve tariffs like that when they're up for re-election every 2 years. So for right now, it's a big threat. It would be a huge economic issue. It causes a lot of problems with our allies in Mexico and Canada. Certainly would make things really expensive. We get like 47% of our fuel from Canada and we get 60% of our produce from Mexico. But what do I know? They're doing crazy stuff. I'm just telling you about where we're at right now with it. I actually do a huge deep diver long form explainer on my YouTube about tariffs. That's like my #1 performing video right now if you want to check it out on YouTube. This one is what I'm actually most concerned with. Late last night, Scott Bessent, who was the newly minted Secretary of the Treasury, gave Elon Musk and the Muskrats access to the Treasury Department's payment system. I don't know who these aides and associates of Elon Musk are, but I do know that Elon could not get the security clearance that he wanted to be able to do this work. So Scott Bessent is sort of letting him in the back door. We don't know what he rigged up to the computers in the Treasury Department. We don't know what he's hacked into. We have no idea what his plan is right now. All we know is that Elon Musk and the Muskrats have access to the Treasury Department's payment system. Senator Ron Wyden told the New York Times, to put it bluntly, these payment systems simply cannot fail, and any politically motivated meddling in them risks severe damage to our country and to the economy. I can think of no good reason why political operators who have demonstrated a blatant disregard for the law would need access to these sensitive mission-critical systems. So, tariff talks be damned, this is what I'm keeping my eyes on right now.
Trump has just told the World Economic Forum that if they want to sell products in the United States, they must be made in the United States, or you're going to have to pay a tariff. And everyone's going, oh, he's so patriotic, he's the best president we've ever had. Without they're all losing their shit over it and want to have their babies, but they don't realize the truth behind what this actually means. It just means that the cost of living in the States is going to go up. Again, why? Look at it from a manufacturer's point of view. Why would you manufacture something in the United States that you already have infrastructure elsewhere to manufacture? You're going to have to move your infrastructure. You're going to have to pay the American workforce to work for you. They're not cheap. So the price of the product is going to go up anyway if they manufacture in the States. So why not just keep manufacturing where they're manufacturing right now and pay the tariff? They don't mind paying the tariff. Why? Because the price of the tariff goes on the price of the product that they're selling. The American people are going to pay the tariff. But guess who gets to keep the tariff? The parasite class. The American government and the parasite class. They're making money while they're making the common people poorer. This is the age-old story. And when are you going to wake up and see it? That none of these elected leaders, I don't care who it is, whether they're red, whether they're blue, whether they're yellow, whether they're green, what political party they're a part of, they're all part of the same club, the parasitic class, and they will never, ever do anything for you. They only ever do things for themselves. It's time to wake up. Take back your power, take back your sovereignty, and create.
Prices of things increase. Now, the thing that I'll continue to act and continue to say is, when these prices increase, does that, the consumers, do they get anything with all those things that is going on? Do they get any increase in their income? Do they get any money that increases some way, somehow, for them to be able to afford how expensive those things become? Because for the past few years now, we've been seeing how things have just been going up in price, and it has just been crazy. So now if we get something more crazier, are we gonna get any movement, anything that's gonna be different when it comes to our income to be able to afford all those things? Buying in bulk is very good. It's always good when you buy a lot of things in bulk. It actually reduces the price of you just going to purchase them little by little, bit by bit. I see a lot of people trying to buy and shop up a lot of stuff and, stock up on things and say, oh, they really don't want to deal with how expensive things are. And those people who have money, honestly, whenever you buy a lot of things and you fill up your house, you fill up so much stuff, when prices are increasing in stores, because we know every time, most days, whenever you go to the store, it's either the prices are no longer what they were before when you went to the store the last time. So if you could have the money to buy so much, it will actually help you save up on some money. Like, because you won't be spending that much. Honestly, as things are becoming, this is just even generally, as expensive as things are becoming, we need to learn to manage our money very well. Like, you guys have seen a lot of videos about consumerism, because we consume a lot of things. Like, there need to be a lot of reduction when it comes to consuming things, and just try to make sure you budget your money very well. You've made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. I really appreciate you. Please make sure you click the like button. It helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you're watching me for the very first time, and hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video, and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.